We are back with another reaction on the Leading Man channel. This is arguably my favorite leading man. Uh, you love 50. I'm gonna put out a lot of 50 Cent content. I just like the way he makes his movies in the industry, um, how he conducts his interviews, the plays that he makes in life in general. So there's another reaction video on this interview. Um, like just learn how he chops it up, how he conducts himself. So I'm gonna get straight into the video. I don't know if my excitement is a bit too low or what, but let's get straight into it. Don't worry, I'll get excited when I'm when I'm watching and listening to it. You'll feel good vibes from me because this is my guy. This is my guy right here. Like m- for the last 12, 10, 12, 13 years, this has been my guy though. I love what he's doing and the different challenges he goes to, how he explains it, and he explains the successes, the losses, like how they doubted him in the media space, creating power and all the other Power Universe, the other series. This is just a little. Let's just react to this video. Let me just stop talking for a bit. Let me just react to this video, and then hear my thoughts on it, and comment your thoughts at the bottom, and then let's chop it up.
For life the other day. I was out. I made sure I had to catch that last night. I DVR'd it, watched it, and dog, like, you got another one, bro.
It's not, I'm glad you said that.
Off
Man.
rip though, like that's not even like no gas. Like I felt, yeah, like I felt it. Like first episode, I know I saw you tweet like, I've been set this up 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Talk about that, like just the process of like now that it's actually here, like that 2 year process of kind of setting it up like that.
Yeah, the timing, like it doesn't run into anything because the other people weren't developing anything like that. You know what I'm saying? And what made me comfortable with and why the subject matter stood out so much was because Isaac is not like Isaac Wright Jr. The story's loosely based on his life story, but it's not like one in a million. He's like the only one that we could point to under those circumstances. So when I heard it, like when he told me his story, I was listening. I'm like, I started Googling to see if the
If it was real, if he capping.
yeah, what he said is real. Because I'm like, he told me some bullshit, like, nah, and it turned out it's really real. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I definitely want to do this. You know, so my man introduced me to him. I took care of him right there.
Oh, hit him off right there.
Yeah, straight. Here, come on, let me do this for him. I'll get this together.
Right.
You know, and then it took me some time to get it right from there because I had already had a project called Con Law.
Okay.
And that was brought to me by APA, some agents. And when they brought that to me, it was cool, but it wasn't good. It wasn't real.
Cool.
It wasn't based on
I
a
got
true
you.
story. It was something fictionalized.
Yeah.
Now, how often would inmates have interest in going to the law library and working on a case? It's all the time.
To represent yourself.
Yeah, but he's a different case and situation. Period. Like like God.
So the For Life series. So if I say okay, cool, my favorite series obviously is Tommy and Ghost. That's Power, and then Tariq. Um, in the series that he's the leading man of. I'll say that's third, and then Tommy Forces will be second for me. So it's Ghost, Tommy, the Power. That's first for me, and then I'll have Tommy in Force. That'll be my second best in the Power universe. Third, I'll choose. I think I'm gonna choose BMF, and then last for me it'll be which is still good, but for my personal preference, that's my top four. I'll rank it.
Defended himself from the beginning of his case.
Right.
Because he couldn't find an attorney that felt like it was a good, decent case that he could beat it. And then they was offering him 15 years, so he didn't cop out. He ended up getting 70 years plus life.
Oh, Jesus.
Then, first person convicted under the Kingpin statute in New Jersey. First person wrongfully convicted. And then he actually went through, studying law until he started being a prison rep. This meaning if they catch tickets in the joint and they figure out how many days they're gonna do in the box or whatever.
Right.
He can actually rep them at that point. And then started writing briefs for other lesser attorneys out on the outside.
Yeah.
Approaching their cases. And so it's like the guy worked himself gradually till he gave himself full experience.
For sure. Like when you met him, I mean, obviously, because the story in itself is crazy. Like I said, I was doing my research and actually reading the real shit once I seen you promoting it.
Yeah.
And the story itself is crazy. But like, when you met him, what was the vibe? Like, did you know just off of what he was saying? Like, damn, this is a TV show, or what was it that made it click for you? Like,
yeah, when he explained the story, I was like, he was pitching a feature film, and I was like, nah, it's a series because. A feature film would only permit 2 hours for me to tell a story, and when that journey is worthy,
you need some time for that.
Yeah, to get that to people to settle in and realize what that's like. Look, before we started, we were saying, imagine when you have an idea or you come across something that you just found in the law library, right? And you're enthusiastic about it because you think it's going to help you out with your case, and you're sitting on the visiting floor with your loved ones, and you express it because you're excited. You're like, yo, I found something. You know, I'm gonna get out of here.
Niggas ain't believing that.
No. They're gonna look at you, and in their minds, they're looking at you saying,
"You're crazy, bro."
Is this what happens when you see someone go crazy?
Yep.
Right.
Because you're happy.
Right.
You're excited. You think you just came across something,
right.
And they're looking at it like, is this going crazy? Is the jail driving him crazy? The process. So if you come and you're not in a good emotional state. So you're not so happy, and you're just there, and you're like having a visit. They're like, "Oh,
that's
the jail,
normal. That's how you're supposed to be."
Yeah,
right?
is the jail breaking them?
Right.
So it's lose-lose when you're excited because you got new info that's gonna get you out of jail. It's like, oh, he's losing his mind, but if you're sad, it's like, oh, jail's breaking him. So it's just a lose-lose. But obviously, the heart and because it's a true story, that's powerful. How he actually. For years, fought it, and you won. You were from not being a lawyer, from taking on different cases, educating himself. That's some crazy obsession right there.
You know what I'm saying? Like either way, it's not. No matter how you feel, like it will register to a person on the outside that's not on the same journey.
Yeah.
Where they feel like maybe they're witnessing what happens when a person goes crazy.
Right.
You know, it was a movie. Was one of my favorite films. It was The Butterfly Effect.
Yeah.
You saw that joint?
Butterfly. I never heard of it. I ain't never seen it. That's one of the ones?
But you got to see the one with, what's the name? Butterfly Effect with, yeah, you saw it. Every time he blacked out, he woke up and everything was different.
Right.
But that technically would be the butterfly turned into the person's brain.
Right.
And it's like, what is this what's going on every time the person blacks out and comes back? Like they have a complete different viewpoint of things. So this is why we're seeing them like they're completely nuts.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm looking at that going, that would possibly be one of the things that you see creatively.
That make you
just exploring that. And then the habits that you would have from learning the law under circumstances where the system itself is criminal.
Right. Exactly.
Because they got you there under circumstances where you didn't do.
But that's the thing, they showed that in the episode, right? Like there was a part where, you know, they was transport. He was kind of winning. He was getting his W off in the courtroom. And then he's supposed to call the witness. And then they like transported him late so the witness couldn't make it. And I think like that was just so important, kind of showing like how the systemic racism happens like in the system. How important is that part for you? Just like, you know, that you really putting on for prison reform at like on regular
on
TV.
On the commercial platform.
Yeah, on ABC.
Commercial level. I mean, it's dope. And the timing of it, look, you got the Innocence Project. You got a lot of people that is socially relevant. Like this show is supposed to be a hit for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look, today in Trenton, New Jersey, 2 guys just got, I'll show you right here. 2 guys just got released after serving 25 years innocent.
Man.
You see what I'm saying? And you go,
that's real, this real shit happening.
What could you do? Like,
see when 50 has the interview, right? Yes, he's being interviewed. I actually like the interviewer, but it's also acknowledging people around the room. Just right there, he's making eye contact. That's the other gentleman that's off camera. It's like he makes it like everyone's a part of the conversation. He's always like taking charge of the room. This guy's crazy good.
When they start restitution, they give you some money for.
Look at that. There you go.
That time. What the fuck could they give you for 25 years of your life? They can't. There's nothing they can give you for that.
To get that back, yeah. I mean, 100 M's might like. I mean, you got that. I ain't got that. So
Tell him, bro. We don't got that.
Might let you. Might make me feel a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? But
look, even at this point, the person that you could have met, fell in love with, how many positive moments?
Right.
Your highlight reel. Like, the thing that's really important, the most expensive thing we spend is time. Because we can't get it back. And when you look at the highlight reel, whether the person's rich, poor, in the middle, wherever they're at, right? They will have to, look, me personally, I look at it and say, they still have so many moments. Look, before I had money, when I'm rich, in the middle, when I'm poor, when I'm in the middle, when I'm rich, regardless, I've been on each one of those portions of the journey.
Right.
I had fun.
At each place?
When we didn't have no money, we had fun.
Was that the most fun?
It was fun. Now it's a different kind of
Different
fun.
kind of fun, yeah, for sure.
Different kind of fun, and when you grow up without finances, you start to view financial freedom becomes really important.
100%.
You know, you start to be conscious of what you, because the restraints, the biggest restraint is something that costs.
Right.
How much it costs. You know what I mean? And later, you work yourself into a place where you're not worrying about the cost, like what you're saying.
That's the life, bro. That's
How
the
about
goal.
my shows are greenlit anyway? Because if they don't greenlit them, I'm gonna make them.
Right. How crazy? So how crazy? Just obviously, like, we're gonna get to Power and shit like that, but like Power was such a cultural moment. How much did that just affect and kind of give you leverage to everything you're doing? Like, just the fact that got that much cultural relevance. Like, did that affect everything else the way they like, nigga, everything you do, we good. Go ahead.
Get Rich or Die Trying. My first album was the largest debut in hip hop album, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
One time they seen a
Get
record,
back to the numbers, baby.
I think
He
they
loves
just
this
got
shit.
one. I think
Roddy Ricch.
Roddy Ricch is
Yeah.
right. Oh, look.
Yeah.
Old facts, though.
Out of all of that, but the Doors, what it did, that record got me G-Unit Records. Let me put all my people on.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And the environment that I come out of, you as strong as the crew that you built. The crew that you
Yeah,
had,
baby.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I always took care of everybody. I put them, you always saw these people on stage with me. They did not have to be on stage with me. I could have gave you the Kendrick Lamar show where you just see me
Just
by
me
myself,
solo,
bro.
right? Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. I don't
Right.
I don't need backup dancers. You know what I'm saying? Like I brought them because bringing them was providing me the ability to pay them. It kept them off the street so they didn't get in trouble while I was gone. It allowed them to understand and to feel what it feels like to be in front of that kind of audience. Yeah. And it kind of prepared them. It was artist boot camp in there. You know what I'm saying? And all of them kind of got off. Ye got off. Banks got off. Yeah. They all got off. Other artists that we picked up that came later, you know what I'm saying? That everybody went through that portion of the process. Now you look and you say, on the broad strokes of it, you look and you say, the way I see, you asked me about the television show, and I start talking about the music because I see it the same way. I see it like this is the start.
So let's speak about the artists a bit. You say, yeah, he got off, Banks got off. But being part of the number one selling hip hop album or album in general, they were, like you said, they were on the biggest stages. When they work on their own album, on their own mixtapes, their own album, maybe they got in their feelings in terms of their platform's not that big when they're on their own. I'm not saying they shouldn't have done it. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying maybe that's why they didn't push it, because they were spoiled because of the 50 luxury, maybe the cars, the planes, and that. And obviously, when you maybe do it on your own, you are not flying private. Because you don't have the money like that for your own show. That could be a part of it. Obviously, that's their own demons that they had to deal with. That's nothing to do with him. Just if they pushing their own brand, it's not going to be at the 50 level, or the record label is not going to back them like that, because they are not popping individually like that. Maybe that was a big stumbling block in them, like not, because they're not pushing their own career. They should push on career. I'm saying that just was a big factor in them not pushing it, because it's not the same. And then they got in their feelings. They feel some type of way because it's not the same if they did it on their own or them.
Of me being in film and television, my first album was the highest debut in hip hop album. My first television show is the highest rated show on premium cable and on the Stars network.
Right.
And what that does is it makes me a priority for Stars itself. When Stars is going to grow to be the urban HBO.
I like that.
You see what I'm saying?
If you comparing it to where like Power is Get Rich, do you feel like For Life is your
Massacre?
It's the second album. Yeah.
Does it feel like that to you though?
Exactly.
Like that,
and it'll perform better because it's on network television. So you're gonna see bigger numbers. Like, look, everybody's TV comes with ABC.
Got ABC. Yeah. Right.
Everybody's TV.
That's a fact.
Now, once it become culturally, what you saw when people found Power, the cool people found it first. Like they found it, it was like it was hip. It's like, yo, you don't watch Power, and then I'm gonna see. They went catch up, caught up.
Right. Get the Stars
so,
out.
They caught it first. Now look, if you said those influences influenced the world, this is why over time everybody else came.
Yeah.
If I was wrong, the show wouldn't be so successful.
Right.
You know, and you look at it and you say, I told Courtney this in the beginning, season 2, I said the cool people are already watching. It's just gonna take time for them to
spread the
right, because it's not their job to, but they're gonna do it by chance. They're gonna be like, yo, you watching? You don't watch this?
Right.
They're not telling you, yo, you need to watch.
Yeah, they're not advertising it.
They're
Yeah.
just saying, I'm on this shit.
If you're not, I don't care.
On their own, the way they like it.
Yeah.
Like to each his own. Like it's like when we watch a movie, we can watch the same movie. You can come back and say, nah, it was all right. I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. I thought it was long. I can say she was fired, right? Just the way I felt when we went in to watch it.
Yeah.
And then be like, nah, I liked it. I enjoyed it. It could just be, it's to each person's.
To each person, yeah. So being that you, like we said, we talking about both sides of the fence, you know, just like music and TV. What you feel like, just for people watching this, the most lucrative? Is like music money bigger or TV money bigger?
No, TV money's bigger.
Yeah.
You talking about, come on, man. That's way bigger.
Like not even close, like just.
Nah, you waiting on, look.
Let's go. You know, money talk, baby. Let's go.
Money when you're not working. I didn't make no money when I didn't do the show. You see what I'm saying? I had to work to get the money every time. When I'm not in the show, and the show is still, they go, how you keep yourself off your own show? Oh, they don't understand that.
Right.
I'm like, cause this motherfucker on automatic pilot.
Right.
It don't require me on this motherfucker.
My God.
Let it keep going. While they doing that, I'm available and free to sort out what I'm doing in For Life. Shit out, right? I got paid $17,000 per episode.
What? Season 1?
The first 2-3 seasons.
Oh, wow.
This was me getting the network pregnant with my idea. So in concept, you know, I would have got paid more to just go to the nightclub and wait.
Exactly. You probably would have gotten more making appearances at nightclubs. Easily. Maybe it's an insult, but I think easily he had 100 million, easily 200 million, and he has to create a show, and then he's in the show, and he gets 70,000 per appearance for a guy that has more than 100 million. It's a downgrade, but he had a bigger vision, and it's a lot of guys, a lot of celebs, a lot of entertainers can't do this because the ego is involved. Like, no, I'm not gonna. That's not money to me, bro. But he had a bigger vision. Yes, it's not money to me, but let me make people fall in love with it. Let me make them fuck with it. Then, obviously, there's other actors, and then it's an autopilot. And like you said, you're not making money when you're not making money. You're not making money if you're not making money when you're sleeping. Because when he performed at a show, it's like he said in an interview, he's not performing, he's not making money. But now that the show is so loved, it's out there. He's not there. He killed himself off his own series, and he is making money by not being there. But the vision. And obviously, he doesn't care about who says what. The vision is the vision. If I got to take a pay cut for a while, I don't actually care. It's going to blow up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't, it's like it's me wanting the show to be the way I want it to be. You know what I'm saying? Like Power, this shit turned out like I expected it to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if Courtney, she was doing some shit, had an idea, she would call me and tell me. We talk about things constantly. And whatever. I didn't dictate everything that she did, but what she would do is while we're talking, she'd go, say that again? Like I say something and she'll go, say that again? And she'll write it down.
So she's just retaining everything.
And it would show up in the material. But there's no telling if it showed up in Tasha's character, if it showed up in this character.
Okay.
But she knows what I'm saying is authentic and is real. And she was using it consistently. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of talent in Courtney that not every writer, showrunner has that
Right.
ability to just go, you know what? She's from Connecticut. She's saying, I don't know. You would know, right?
She grew up in that life, yeah.
If I'm playing a character that just came out the joint, he know better than me.
Right. So she
He,
letting
he
you.
just got out the joint, so
Right.
you gonna know better than.
That's a fact.
What transition and how it feels to just come home, or what that is when you just get back into the flow of things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this, it's different things that a person is living it. He can play that character better than all of us,
Right.
and not overreact while he doing
Right.
it
Still
because
be-
he know
you
who
know
he
what it
is.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, that's what's up. So how do you feel like if we looking at the spectrum of power, the season's over, everybody was going crazy. Now see you doing multiple spinoffs. We
Right.
got a bunch of them. Obviously, the one that stood out to me, the Kanan series, I'm like nigga, because
Listen.
Kanan was a ruthless motherfucker.
Now watch this.
Kanan remind me of a couple niggas I know for the hood back
Now
in
look,
the
when you
100%.
go Raising Canaan, it's coming 89, 90, right?
Oh,
That's the golden era.
Yeah, that's the era. Yeah.
That's the era where niggas get knocked and they just go, give me my time. I don't give a fuck what you talking about.
Right.
They ain't telling on nobody. Because if you telling, you can't even look forward to going home.
It's gonna be hell.
Where you going after you get out? The
Shit.
neighborhood ain't accepting that. That you
You
bitch
snitching.
ass nigga, we heard you's a rat.
That's a
You
fact.
know what I'm saying? Like that.
That's a fact.
They say these things
Yeah.
when they want to try. Look, even for me personally, my character, and they would try to attack my character. They'll say he a rat or he this and that.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is ask him who I told on.
Paperwork.
I ain't never told on no nigga in my life, boy.
Yeah.
In the Prem situation, look at this case. It'll tell you who told on him.
Right.
My name ain't in that case. You see what I'm saying? But they talking about, they try to use that I needed to order protection, but why it feels like I'm the bully out here then? If I needed protection,
Right.
you needed protection, nigga, and your protection gone. That's the truth. That's what the fuck it is.
That's street shit,
Niggas
baby.
just
That's
try
street
to put a
shit.
spin on anything, like for
Sure.
to try and make it look good, and then when you get a beef with or disputes with the younger artists, new artists, they don't know what to use against you, so they use whatever someone else used.
Right.
So they go back and they go, oh, you this. You heard it when Meek was talking shit, and then you heard it when French was talking, and it's like, I don't take offense to it when they doing it, because I know what they're doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I took offense for where it actually started, and you never see. Let Jimmy Hinchman tell you I'm a snitch. Let Preem tell you I'm a snitch. Just say it one time.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because Jimmy been snitching since 1942. I'm talking Don Julio. nigga.
That's a fact.
This guy in the
Oh,
shots.
it's
Here we
real
go.
shit
Let's
now.
go, baby.
No, I'm talking Don Julio.
That's
nigga.
a fact, baby. Branson,
Let's
shout out to
just-
the brand. Let me pull up a little more Branson.
No,
man.
we shouldn't do this shit with liquor.
Ginger ale, nigga.
Fact.
Niggas start telling the truth when the liquor around.
A little bit. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Yo, Fifth, how are you able to kind of keep that same energy and that hustle, like being on top for so long? Because like I said, I was watching I watched your whole shit. I had all the mixtapes. You know what I mean? How are you still able to kind of keep that ambition, that hustler ambition, like still at the
I think he jumped past it too quick, what 50 just said. So essentially what he's saying is there's 3 personality types in the world in general. Not 3, but I'm saying in this scenario, he said there's 3 personality types. The rich nigga, the aggressive, violent nigga, and just a normal dude, which will end up being collateral damage because he's not that hood street aggressive nigga, and he's not the money guy. So the money guy goes to the club, and then he gives the bouncer boom table VIP. Is in the club. Bouncer's lovely, bouncer's happy, lovely. Let's go inside, have your section. Other nigga comes to the club. If he's in the queue, he's gonna make a commotion, a fight may break out. Ah, fuck, let this guy in. Guy goes in. The guy that just wants to be Mr. Normal, goody two shoes without understanding how the world works, you'll stand in the queue an hour, whatever. And he'll end up being collateral damage because he'll get his ass beat because he's not willing or he can't throw hands and he doesn't have money.
this level? Is it
Sad
like,
but
'cause
true.
I remember when you came back to Baisley and gave out them dirt bikes to niggas,
Yeah,
just
you know, a
showing
bunch of
D-line
shit.
them niggas.
Look
Like,
at this,
how
look.
you keep that still?
Watch this, look. When I come to Baisley and give them the dirt bike shit, it's fun for me to see them excited. You know how you go away, you come back and you see the puppy the dog's excited you come in?
Yeah.
This
It's that
nigga.
energy again, right there, but on a higher level because a grown human excited about having fun and running. Even though I know the police gonna take the bikes from them.
Right.
They're gonna have to run for the cops on these bikes now. And even though you know that you're supposed to ride the shit in the park maybe, and
Right.
they ain't gonna fuck
It's
with you,
a
they're gonna
street
ride them in the
violence.
street.
Yeah.
You know, I already know this.
You know how niggas are. But come on, Fifth.
I accumulated all of this shit in the actual house on the side, and I'm like, it means nothing to me. Take it on a U-Haul, give it to them, right? And they ride it, and they love me for it.
Absolutely.
Like they'll look at you and go, well, man, they say whatever. The easiest way to turn a nigga on me is that nigga got wild money. What are you doing for you?
Ugh.
Right. And they stop arguing in my behalf at that point, right? But the highlights are the things when I just casually come through and drop it off.
Right.
Right? Because
So what you saying, Fifth? It's important for you to let the other nigga argue on your behalf. I'm listening. I'm taking notes.
look, at the end of the day, I love them niggas. They standing there, they from the same streets that I grew up on.
That's a fact.
You see what I'm saying? I look at them like they're a version of me that hasn't actually blossomed yet.
Ooh.
They do have the capability to do it, but something got to strike a chord in them to make them want to actually go after it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think that I drank special juice. I don't remember having a special cup. You know what I'm saying? I think it's the same thing. It's just that, and this is why they understand my temperament. They understand how I behave. Like when I get angry and I start doing shit, they go, "Oh, okay."
You one of
It
us?
just reminds them of
The energy.
Yeah.
So what do you tell it? Because I got a lot of older young niggas watching my shit and have aspirations. We see you what For Life is doing, what Power's doing. When you got kids that, you know, are into the actual, like, the video production, like making like Money and Violence and Respect Life and the street shit that, you know, we put on YouTube. How do these type of kids go and get it in position to, like, be on television? Like, how do you make that transition
Look
from
at
that
I
to,
like
to
all
the
of that.
level?
What's the name? The Money and Violence, all that stuff. It's all good. Those are good efforts. And there's people that don't understand it. It's not rocket science.
Yeah.
Like they look at it and they say like this, yo, we need the hustler nigga. We need the stick up nigga.
Right.
We need this nigga. Oh, this nigga scamming. We need the stripper.
Right.
Okay.
We need the bartenders and we need this. It's basically putting characters into this actual storyline that is a part of socially what everybody would interact with in New York City on some level.
Right.
Right? And to a producer that doesn't know what that is, they look at it and they go, it's gritty. They don't understand why the YouTube views are there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're going, no, why? Because the characters are flawed and they're all somebody you know. You know the stripper, you know the bartender,
Facts.
you know the nigga hustling, you know the nigga scamming. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So on that level, it's not hard for you to know these
really
people.
see.
They're there, in the neighborhood.
How do they get it to the next level though, to where it's like you off YouTube, like you getting, because nobody know how to get to like network. How do you even do that?
That's what I'm telling you. When they're doing that in the very beginning, is saying that represents what hip hop represents.
Okay.
You got cameras that are shooting the quality. You got 5D cameras in front of. We know what this shit looks like when it's actually done. It shoot good under bad lighting too. But if you take the time to shoot the shit the right way, you'll look at it and go, wait, nah, this shit feels good.
Right.
It feels like a fucking feature film. It's just it's done guerrilla style.
Right.
We've seen shit that's better than some of the shit that we watching in shorts.
That's a fact.
You see what I'm saying? Like short segments, and it's like, yo, boom, but it's organization. They're lacking organization.
Okay.
They're organized, doing more of it. Meaning, if the short was just a piece of it, if you only kept the stuff that was high quality, anything that was not done right, reshoot.
Right.
Reshoot till this shit looks like it was in a fucking movie. By the time you're actually done with it, look, they're not even paying their actors at that point.
Right. That's a fact.
It's just providing opportunities and people saying, yo, I could do that. Like, when you play characters to the floor that they already understand because they're in the environment, they know people that would do this within lifestyle, or they would do this within lifestyle themselves. They already got that energy. They can convey it honestly. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then it starts to look like something worth watching because we're like, yo, now I like that it's rough. Shit rough, I put it on I have shit projected through the fucking projector, looking at it like it's a movie, and it's a YouTube clip somebody did for no money.
Right.
Right? But what is the story they're telling? They're not telling the story as sophisticated or as well organized as what they see when we doing Power.
That's a gem right there. I like that. They gonna feel that. The other one I want to kind of get, like, for the music niggas, obviously there's a lot of aspiring artists that watch this. I thought, like, it was an interesting debate that kind of went on. Puff had the Grammy speech, and then Mace came and said his whole thing about publishing, and that kind of became a big debate just about, like, people kind of owning their publishing and owning that. Yeah, you being like an owner of a label, like you the boss of the label.
Look at this. It's specifically that, right? Puff to the Grammy speech.
Shots are coming now.
It's just personal shit between the two of them, and those feelings are there because they dealt with each other for years and years and years, right? And the shit is deeper than you can actually see on the surface, and even deeper than what I know. But I met and hung out with both parties. But you look at it and you say, when he's pointing out the publishing shit, he's doing the same shit to the young boys now. Fabio, you know what I'm saying? Like it's there. Yeah. He's done the same shit that they did to you, boy. The fuck is you crying about some shit that somebody did to you and you doing it to somebody else? Right. The fuck out of here, man.
Right. Is that how it goes? Like, for the young niggas, is that how it goes? Like, is it a rite of passage where, like, you know what I mean? Is it good business for me to, like, get my publishing up right now, and then I come back in a couple years?
Listen to this. When they be saying there's a whole lot of gang shit, right? Gang. A whole lot of gang shit going on. Nigga, you might not even get a record. You gonna not take the money? You see what I'm saying? So the young boy could say, I could mislead him by saying, nah, don't do this, don't do that. But then how the fuck you gonna eat? Right now? Right. How you gonna eat? That's what that's based on. And then you can't cry over spilled milk later, after the fact, look at it and go, oh.
Give me a bad deal.
I should have never did this. Yeah, then that means that you're the kind of person that no matter what happens later, you're gonna look at and say, I should have did this different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Things you go through make you who you are. You say at that point, when he did the deal, that's the right deal. You asked me if I did the right deal, I said, yeah.
Right. I seen him the other day. He looking good, feeling good.
What the fuck you care about that? Your shit ringing in the city.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey. If I know the motherfucker is right. You know what I'm saying? If I'm talking about it, what the fuck? I'm talking about shit that ain't really snapping. Right. That shit is clicking. Nah, so that ain't gonna mean nothing. Right. So I hate when artists get in a position where they could get blocked by how the deal was structured. They get blocked, like, you know, even Fetty, like Fetty Wap. Yeah. His shit slowed down because the deal was structured. Now the deal was. And that nigga was on fire, bro. Like, his niggas number one. I'm like, goddamn, do not stop. Yeah. You give it a break, and it's hard to get back into that slot. He's learning now.
Right.
It's hard to get back into his position that he was in. His voice is still good. I like the music, but still not getting to the position the other records was getting into that position on. Because our culture is out with the old and with the new.
Right.
You know, and I like the new record came out, he'll tell you, I put the shit up on Instagram for him. He said, I ain't gonna owe you nothing for that, right? Because I was talking like, only about Monday shit, right?
Yeah.
No, I just ain't know.
Right.
I like this shit.
I'm looking at it like, I want to see you back in a good position.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like that's why I did that. Like, I'm not looking
man, I gotta cheers to you, my nigga, because first of all, when I seen you get the star, nigga, that did something for me. Like, I'm sitting here like, this nigga from Baisley got a star on, that's crazy. Like, and I was watching your speech, like, obviously, like, let me sip this here real quick. Yeah. I was watching the speech. I seen, you know, it was two things I want to talk about with the speech. The first thing, one thing what you said was like, I thought it was interesting because you was kind of talking about the transition you know, from just the music to the film. And you said, I guess you came to the point where you like Jimmy Iovine. And you said something like he pointed to the TV,
Right.
and then it clicked to you that like film. Like, what was that? Like,
Yeah,
what you
I
meant by
had
that?
I met with Jimmy, and they had already exited the music business. They was in the headphone business at that point, right? And it was like had all the resources of a major record company. Everybody that's there, someone is they hired that would continue to execute what they wanted executed.
Yeah.
So there was no artist coming out off of the label that wasn't having a pair of beats in the actual music video.
Okay.
So when I'm talking to him, I didn't have beats in mind at that point. You know what I'm saying? I had SMS because I was looking at Jimmy's move towards beats like Russell Simmons moved towards Fat Form.
Okay.
Because of Russell's move towards Fat Form, we knew that you could take interest generated through hip hop and music culture
Yep.
to create urban clothing, and it can be successful.
Yep.
It creates Sean John, it creates Rockaway, it creates G Unit, creates Baby Fat, creates all of this stuff, right? And it works. So when you see him do that, like if there's I'm not after the deal that he's after. I'm after the bidding war. I'm after who lost the opportunity to do that,
Ooh.
so they can buy my company. Right? If they buy yours for fucking $4 billion or you know whatever, then
That's
you
a
bought
guess.
that for that, and they buy mine for what? I don't give a fuck if they buy it for 300, 600,000.
Yeah.
There's still a profit there, right? So obviously he saw it different in that time period, and he felt like
So 50, what you're essentially saying, this is a crazy masterclass, especially this last 5 minutes or 7 minutes. So you saying is you see Jim and them busy with the Beats headphones. So you're like, I'm not going after the bag that you're getting. If you get $1 billion, I'm gonna get 400. It's fine. I made money. And it's just crazy how things like, and then I'll level up to the next thing and to the next thing. You worry about your money, I worry about my money. But obviously they didn't see it like that. They thought we're competing and this and that. This guy
I
crazy.
was being a competitor. And he said he said shit in that meeting that made me feel like he thought that I was like he didn't like me. You know, he said I don't like you. That's what would make me feel like that.
right?
Right? And then I'm looking like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here talking to him about a record that it's hard for me to believe you can't get it played. It's a record with me, Eminem, and Adam Levine.
And I'm
neither
50
one
Cent.
of the
The
two
fuck?
artists I'm featuring on a
Jesus.
record with haven't had a record that wasn't a #1 record that charted.
Facts.
And you telling me you're having a hard time getting it played?
Get out of here.
So it felt like they was just putting me to bed right there.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And he going in that conversation, he's like, I don't know, maybe you know. And he points to the TV, and I'm looking, and as much as I didn't like the conversation that we was having, after the fact, when I'm actually talking about, like thinking about what just transpired, I keep remembering he's pointing to the TV.
Yeah.
He didn't advise me that maybe you go in this direction, or he didn't help me or aid me in any way going in that direction.
So what did he mean?
But he said, I don't know, man. You know.
And that clicked for you right there when he was doing that?
Yeah, because it was, at that point, he was no longer supporting me the same. That's what that meant. It means you're on your own period. After a while, I got agitated with the way they was carrying me with Interscope Records, and I told them that I hurt them.
Right.
Because I don't know how to respond to a person that
Don't want you there.
doing something to me,
Yeah.
and I'm not doing anything back. And then I didn't have to deliver that last record. They just let me go. Because I was completely in the green. Like, I'm like, it's very rare that you have an artist come and they don't owe the record company.
Right.
Actually, you should try and owe your record company.
Okay.
What you mean?
I mean, you should fucking have
You know,
them
keep on
be
supporting you.
invested
Is that what
in
you're
you
saying?
being a success
Right.
by being in the red a little bit.
All right. So you know that they supporting because they spend.
Yeah.
Because they spend it and they want to keep it
Like-
a functional business. Like
Right.
when you come in and your first album is the largest debut hip hop album, you're so far in the fucking green that it's like we never lost a dime. We just made money off of 50 Cent the entire time. First album, 13 million records. Second album, 10 million records. The fucking, no matter how you look at it, they made money off of 50 Cent.
Right.
You know, and then when they leveraged the wins with their losses. But Jimmy, like as soon as I went on to talk about the Star, I said, I fucked up. He should be there.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because I looked and I saw like M spoke, and then Dre is there, and it's like, look, this is the guys that are there creatively to reaffirm that what I'm saying is right.
Absolutely.
And then Jimmy's the only person that wasn't there.
Right.
Steve Berman is there, Paul Rosenberg's there, everybody's there.
How much did that moment actually mean to you, just like getting that accolade? Did
It meant more to me that they were there
Okay.
than the Star.
Right.
Because it didn't get, I felt like maybe I should have wrote what I wanted to say down.
Yeah.
Because you don't do that again.
Right. That's
You do that one time, that's it.
big,
So
man.
I'm looking and going, no, it's cool, they're gonna give me the Star. But then when I got there and the energy around everybody being there made it feel like this is big, you know what I'm saying, for me, and then because of my friends being there, people that I work with.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, I wanted to just kind of take, I don't want to hold up too much of your time, man. I'm appreciative of this time. I just wanted to kind of get into, because, like I said, that moment for me was like you giving, we gave you your flowers. That's what it felt like. Everybody here, like you had such an impact just on culture, black culture, period, American culture.
I'm gonna end it right there. I think I'm gonna load snippets of it on the channel. CigarTalk, where the full interview is at. And yeah, we're gonna make a lot of 50 content. I love this guy. I love his work ethic. It's his mind, the way he thinks, how he strategizes his moves. 48 laws of power, baby. This guy's on it.